Okay, this is project one, the lower cast Kennedy class 1 free end. We're going to invest it here. So what I've done prior is Vaseline the flasks to ease in separation. All three parts that are coming in contact with the stone of Vaseline. I've soaked my model in water and then separated it from the articulation. Now I'm going to need to put a separating agent on my model. I could use Vaseline, or I could use a sodium silicate water glass, which I'll apply here. No, I mean, I just use this because I don't like to get the Vaseline all over my hands. Whatever's easiest. It all works the same. Try not to get any Vaseline on the teeth, please. Don't get any water glass or sodium silicate on the prosthetic teeth as well. And then I've mixed up a 50-50 mixture for the first layer. 50-50 plaster and stone. Now, what we have to visit here is holding and drawing. What we're going to hold down and what we're going to draw. Meaning what we're going to draw is what we're going to pull off in the top layer or in the second half. In most partial dentures, the standard technique would be to hold down the framework and the model. The framework does not come off the model. We painstakingly put all those efforts to get the framework to fit there. It's going to stay on the model. We're going to draw off the denture teeth. So we're going to cover everything in the first layer except the wax and the teeth. Now, if you have a duplicate model, I've seen some techniques where they've reduced all the stone teeth to ease in the height of the investing of the first layer as not to break off. So we're going to fill in the tongue area here as well to hold down that model. And the biggest thing here is no undercuts. Any undercuts, upon boiling out separation, will have some breakages. Don't forget the steps now. Vaseline the flasks, Vaseline the models. There's no rush here. We're only doing one. I'm holding down the natural dentition and the framework in place, holding it down with stone, with no undercuts between the first layer and the second layer. Make sure you cover these heels. Now I've just covered the anterior section slightly with stone. I don't want to create too much height disparity in the investment. I think lower the better. More success. This is the critical area here of the prosthetic 5 to the natural 4. I may cover a little bit of the wax and upon boil out, remove that sharp edge created by me covering the wax. Slightly. Which will result in a little bit more flash. Once I remove that sharp edge, if there is one in the boil out. But if I have flash, I'd rather deal with that than having some dismantled pieces upon the boil out. Critical between 5 and 4 there, that area right here. That it's a smooth transition with no undercuts at all. I'm just playing with the stone here unnecessarily. But we're on film here, so I'm trying to save some time or use the time. But really basic. There's no rush now to smooth it off. It's probably handy to have a rag or a hand towel handy with you while you're investing. Careful not to put stone on the outside, the confines of the first layer of the flask. We need these two parts to fit intimately together. I'm just using my fingers here to smooth it off. Possibly a little premature. Should wait for the stone to set up just a touch more. We're almost done. So once again, we're going to hold down the model on the first layer. We're going to hold down the framework. We're going to cover everything with stone except the wax and the teeth, and ensure that there's no undercuts between layer 1 and layer 2. We'll come back and we'll see this second layer applied.